Hello there everybody, WhatCulture Wrestling's Adam Cleary here for you today on this Friday afternoon, and as I finish work in about 10 minutes, Friday afternoon production values to go with it. But we have some news for you before we depart for the weekend, and while it's not technically big news yet, it's certainly not explosive, it's certainly not dramatic, it's certainly not hashtag ructions, it is nonetheless a bit of a chin stroker, a bit of a curiosity, and we thought we'd give it to you so you've got something to muse over across the course of the weekend. And that news is that Andrade, former WWE United States champion, former NXT champion, arguably the most underutilized wrestler in an era of underutilized wrestlers, is moving mad. What do you mean, Adam? I'm not familiar with your young person vernacular. Basically, he is displaying behaviour this afternoon not exactly in line with somebody who was expecting to be at WWE for anything longer than the next 5 minutes. First of all, today, he changed all of the bios on his social media platforms to remove mention of WWE. Yeah, alright, fair enough, not that big a deal. But then he changed all his names on social media to remove mention of WWE, now not verified on Twitter, for example. And yes, okay, right, that might not be the biggest story, but then he posted on Instagram that if you're not happy with where you are, simply move. You are not a tree. Now, one of two things is happening here. Either one of, as I say, the most underutilized stars in the entire company, in an era of underutilized stars in the entire company, is about to depart WWE in spectacular circumstances and either get ready for life in a world where independent wrestling can exist yet again, or, God knows, move to a competitor promotion, whoever that be. Either that, or he's on a bit of a wind-up and he's just using stuff like this to try and get some kind of attention, some kind of column inches from wrestling titles who will duly oblige him. Now, one thing I will say to this is that there is no talk whatsoever about Andrade's contract being up anytime soon, so if he is departing the company, he would have to have asked for his release, and the company would have had to have granted him it, which seems unlikely. Then, of course, there is the Charlotte factor in all of this. She is pretty much the golden girl in WWE, and the two are engaged. And there is, of course, always the argument in wrestling that it's best to be with somebody on the same promotion, because then you tour the country together and you don't have to just have this mad long-distance relationship. But yes, counterpoint to my counterpoint, Miro and Lana, Britt Baker and Adam Cole, Shawn Spears and Peyton Royce. Yes, it does work. It's just a factor. Now, as Lucha Blog on Twitter has already pointed out, Andrade and his friends are very much into doing things like this to try and pop all of their friends and, again, get people like us to give it the kind of coverage. But nonetheless, it does raise the kind of question that, you know, is Andrade leaving WWE? This is behaviour fitting a man who was about to leave WWE, and Andrade leaving would be one of the biggest names to depart the company in a good long while if that is the case, and I'm sure nobody would begrudge him if he did. He certainly had his moments on the main roster in the company, but never hit the kind of levels we expected of him ever since his run in NXT. So that does beg the question, is Andrade leaving WWE? And we're putting that question to you this afternoon, so let us know what you make of all this. Is it a total red herring? Is it actually an indicator he's about to depart the company? Shout it out in the comments below. Where would you like to see him go next? What would you like to see him do? Should he stay in the company? Is he exactly where he should be in this stage of the career? All opinions, all welcome. It's a big, nice weekend. Let's have a good long chat about it. But in the meantime, of course, I have been Adam Cleary, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.